So, in the competition to see which state can regress back in time the most in regards to human rights, um, it looks like Arizona's in a firm lead. So, this is from the Associated Press. What to know about abortion in Arizona under the near total 1864 ban? Phoenix, Arizona. The Arizona Supreme Court gave the go-ahead Tuesday to prepare to enforce a long dormant law that bans nearly all abortions, drastically altering the legal landscape for terminating pregnancies in a state likely to have a key role in the presidential election. The law, predating Arizona's statehood, provides no exceptions for rape or incest and allows abortions only if the mother's life is in jeopardy. Arizona's highest court suggested doctors can be prosecuted under the 1864 law, though the opinion written by the court's majority didn't explicitly say that. The Tuesday decision threw out an earlier lower court decision that concluded doctors couldn't be charged for performing abortions in the first 15 weeks of pregnancy. The Civil War era law, enacted long before Arizona became a state on February 14, 1912, has been blocked since the U.S. Supreme Court's 1973 Roe v. Wade decision guaranteeing the constitutional right to an abortion nationwide. After Roe v. Wade was overturned in June 2022, Arizona Attorney General Mark Brnovich, a Republican, persuaded a state judge to lift an injunction that blocked enforcement of the 1864 ban. Thus, the State Court of Appeals suspended the law as Brnovic's Democratic successor, Attorney General Chris Mayers, urged the state's high courts to uphold the appellate's court decision. The court itself was expanded in 2016 and from 5 justices to 7, all appointed by Republican governors. The High Court said enforcement won't begin for at least 2 weeks. However, plaintiffs said it could be up to 2 months based on an agreement in a related case to delay enforcement if the justices upheld the pre-statehood ban. The law orders prosecution for a person who provides, supplies, or administers to a pregnant woman or procures such woman to take any medicine, drugs, or substances, or uses or employs any instruments or any other means whatsoever with intent thereby to procure a miscarriage of such a woman unless it is necessary to save her life. The Arizona Supreme Court suggesting in its ruling Tuesday that the physicians can be prosecuted, though justices didn't say that outright. Okay, I think it's repeating. The article's repeating itself now. So this has to be one of the more extreme anti-abortion laws to come into effect since the fatal overturning of Roe v. Wade. I mean, I've said this before, but this is why that overturning Roe v. Wade was such a disaster, because now it's just a free-for-all among the states. And, you know, rich white women are going to be able to travel to a blue state to get an abortion, but, you know, poor women and women of color and all the more disadvantaged women out there are going to be stuck. Either going through with pregnancies that they're maybe not able to take, the pregnancies they don't want to, or go to back channels and get it done illegally. And that's the thing, right? Like, it's like, you know what conservatives like to say a lot about guns, right? Like they say, oh, well, you know, we can't outlaw guns because criminals will get guns, because they will create a black market will be created for guns. Now, let's not. I'm actually in sympathy with that argument, but that's neither here nor there. The same holds true for abortions. If you make abortions illegal, you're creating a black market for illegal medicine, because there will be doctors who will perform illegal abortions for, you know, God knows how much money. They exist, and it will happen. Through the entirety of human history, pregnancies have been terminated for all sorts of reasons. I mean, literally the Bible talks about, I forget the exact passage, but to the effect of like, it talks about a specific plant, I think, that you can feed to your wife if she's carrying somebody else's child, thereby inducing an abortion. So, I mean, this is just something that humans have been doing for centuries. And if they knowing that, we should want our women, we should want anyone with a uterus, anyone with the capacity to get pregnant, because it's as I've also said before, it's not just women, it's some various trans men and non-binary people with uteruses, who are disadvantaged by these laws. If this stuff is going to happen anyway, then we should make sure that the women, trans men, and non-binary people that need abortions are getting it done safely. That seems like a no-brainer to me, because this will lead to an increase in deaths. This will lead to increased risk for pregnancies. It's an attempt to control anyone with a uterus. It's an attempt to further increase the power of patriarchal forces in our society. Honestly, I mean, we're heading in a Christian nationalist direction. We're heading in a white nationalist Christian ethno state and theocracy. This is the kind of stuff that a white ethno state and a theocracy, this is the kind of laws that they would mandate. So, all my sympathy to my comrades in Arizona who are affected by this law. Dark day for America. And I guess all we can do is try to keep fighting the good fight. It's hard. It's hard, and it just seems to keep getting harder with time. But shame on Arizona. Shame on these Republicans. Going back to a Civil War law, a pre-Civil War law. I don't get it. Well, no, I do get it. It's they're evil. They're using any means necessary to get their agenda passed. So keep that in mind. These people are just scum, and they just hate you, and they want to control every aspect of your life. So also, I think it's actually, it said Civil War era law. I think I accidentally said pre-Civil War. So 1864, I think so around the time of the Civil War. But anyway, I think that's about it for today.